8 fast-growing flowers to transform your fall garden. Your neighbors will wonder how you created such a stunning fall garden while they're already putting their tools away for winter. While most gardeners think the growing season ends when summer fades, experienced gardeners know that autumn offers some of the best opportunities for creating spectacular displays. The secret lies in choosing the right flowers that actually prefer cooler weather and shorter days. I'm Sam, and this is Seniors Gardening Advice, where we make gardening accessible, enjoyable, and rewarding for gardeners of all ages. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to share 8 incredible flowers that will give you a vibrant, colorful garden in just weeks, not months. These aren't your typical spring plantings. These are autumn champions that thrive when temperatures drop and other plants start to fade. Before we dig into these amazing varieties, take a moment to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Trust me, you won't want to miss our upcoming videos on winter garden preparation and early spring planting. And if this information helps transform your garden, give us a thumbs up. It really helps other gardeners discover these tips too. The beauty of fall gardening lies in working with nature's rhythm rather than against it. While spring planting requires fighting unpredictable weather and competing with weeds in their prime growing season, autumn planting gives you cooler working conditions, fewer pest problems, and plants that establish strong root systems before their major growing period begins. Let me introduce you to our first autumn superstar, and then I'll walk you through 7 more incredible options that will completely change how you think about fall gardening.
1. Blackfoot Daisy, the desert beauty that conquers all climates. The Blackfoot Daisy, scientifically known as Melampodium leucanthum, might just be the most underappreciated flower in American gardens. This cheerful white bloom, with its distinctive black seed center, brings brightness to any garden space. But what makes it truly special is its incredible resilience. According to horticultural expert Linda Martinez from Mountain View Botanical Center, the Blackfoot Daisy represents everything we want in a low-maintenance perennial. It handles heat, drought, and poor soil conditions while delivering consistent blooms that last for months. This remarkable flower grows happily in zones 5 through 11, reaching a mature height of 1 to 2 feet. What's particularly exciting for fall planting is that while it takes 90 to 120 days to reach full maturity, you'll start seeing blooms much sooner, often within 6 to 8 weeks of planting. The Blackfoot Daisy excels in full sun conditions, though in extremely hot climates, it appreciates some afternoon shade. The key to success lies in providing well-draining soil. This plant absolutely cannot tolerate wet feet. If your soil tends to hold water, consider creating raised beds or adding coarse sand and compost to improve drainage. One of the most appealing aspects of growing Blackfoot daisies is their versatility in garden design. They work beautifully as ground cover in areas where grass struggles to grow, create stunning borders along walkways, and look fantastic when planted in groups of 5 or more. Their low-growing habit also make them perfect companions for taller perennials and shrubs. For senior gardeners, the Blackfoot Daisy offers particular advantages. Once established, it requires minimal water, no regular fertilizing, and very little pruning. Simply deadhead spent blooms occasionally to encourage continued flowering, and cut back the plant by about 1/3 in late fall to promote healthy spring growth.
2. Compact Indigo Sage, purple perfection for pollinators. Moving from white to vibrant purple, our next selection brings both color and ecological benefits to your autumn garden. Compact Indigo Sage, known botanically as Salvia indigo spires, creates dramatic vertical interest with its bright purple flower spikes that seem to glow in the autumn light. This perennial thrives in zones 7 through 10 and typically reaches 2 to 3 feet in height, making it perfect for middle borders or as accent plants near patios and seating areas. The maturation time of 75 to 90 days means fall-planted sage will reward you with blooms well into the cooler months, often continuing until the first hard frost. Garden specialist Maria Rodriguez from Desert Hills Nursery explains, compact indigo sage represents the perfect intersection of beauty and function. The purple spikes create stunning visual impact while providing crucial nectar sources for late-season pollinators preparing for winter. The plant performs best in full sun, but appreciates some afternoon shade in particularly hot climates. Well-drained soil is essential, though compact indigo sage is more forgiving of occasional moisture than many other sage varieties. Once established, water deeply, but allow the soil to dry between waterings. From a design perspective, compact indigo sage works wonderfully in several applications. Plant it in groups of 3 or 5 for maximum impact. Use it to create informal hedges along property lines, or incorporate it into pollinator gardens alongside other late-blooming flowers. The purple spikes also make excellent cut flowers for indoor arrangements. Maintenance requirements remain minimal, making this an excellent choice for gardeners who want maximum impact with minimal effort. Deadhead spent flower spikes to encourage continued blooming, and cut the plant back by half in late fall. In colder zones, apply a light layer of mulch around the base for winter protection. The ecological benefits of compact indigo sage cannot be overstated. Late-season pollinators, particularly bees and butterflies, rely on flowers like these to build energy reserves for winter survival or migration. By including this plant in your garden, you're supporting local ecosystems while enjoying beautiful blooms.
3. Cornflower, the historic beauty with modern appeal. Cornflower, or Centaurea cyanus, brings both history and hardiness to contemporary gardens. This classic flower earned its name from its historical presence in European cornfields, where it grew as a companion to grain crops. Today, it offers modern gardeners an incredibly reliable source of blue color that's surprisingly rare in the flower world. Remarkably adaptable, cornflowers thrive in zones 2 through 11, making them suitable for nearly every climate in North America. They typically grow 12 to 36 inches tall, reaching full bloom approximately 80 to 90 days after planting. This timing makes them perfect for fall sowing, as they'll establish strong root systems during cooler weather and burst into bloom as temperatures moderate. Certified Master Gardener James Thompson from Prairie View Gardens notes, "Cornflowers represent old-fashioned reliability in modern gardens. They're drought-tolerant once established, handle temperature fluctuations beautifully, and even tolerate light frosts that would devastate more tender flowers. These hardy annuals prefer full sun, with some afternoon shade in extremely hot climates. They thrive in rich, well-draining soil, but adapt to average garden conditions quite well. Provide approximately 1 inch of water per week, either through rainfall or irrigation, but avoid overwatering, which can lead to root problems and reduced flowering. Cornflowers excel in cutting gardens, wildflower meadows, and cottage garden designs. Their blue color complements virtually every other flower color, making them excellent companion plants. They also work beautifully in container gardens, particularly when combined with white or yellow flowers for striking contrast. Regular deadheading is essential for continued blooming. Remove spent flowers at least twice per week during peak blooming season. This simple maintenance task will extend the flowering period significantly and prevent unwanted self-seeding in areas where you don't want additional plants. For senior gardeners, cornflowers offer the perfect combination of beauty and simplicity. They require no special soil preparation, no regular fertilizing, and their upright growth habit makes them easy to maintain without bending or kneeling extensively.
4. Wandflower, graceful movement in the garden. Wandflower, scientifically known as Gara lindheimeri, brings an entirely different aesthetic to fall gardens. Unlike the bold, upright presence of our previous selections, Wandflower creates an airy, graceful effect with delicate white or pink blooms that dance in the slightest breeze. This hardy perennial flourishes in zones 5 through 9, typically reaching 3 feet in height with an equally wide spread. The approximately 100-day maturation period means fall planting will reward you with established plants ready to bloom prolifically the following season, though you may see some flowers in the first year. Landscape designer Patricia Chen from Coastal Garden Design explains, Wandflower provides textural contrast that's difficult to achieve with other plants. The delicate, constantly moving blooms create visual interest without overwhelming other garden elements, making it perfect for both formal and naturalistic designs. Wandflower thrives in full sun and demonstrates remarkable tolerance for poor soils, including sandy or rocky conditions that challenge many other perennials. This adaptability makes it excellent for problem areas in the garden, where other plants struggle to establish. Water deeply but infrequently once established, allowing soil to dry completely between waterings. In garden design, Wandflower serves multiple purposes. Use it as a filler plant in large border areas, where its spreading habit helps unify different plant groupings. It works beautifully in prairie-style gardens, coastal landscapes, and xerophytic designs focused on water conservation. The plant's delicate appearance belies its toughness. Wandflower tolerates heat, drought, wind, and poor soil while providing months of continuous blooms. The flowers attract butterflies and beneficial insects while being generally ignored by deer and rabbits. Maintenance remains minimal once plants are established. Deadhead spent flowers regularly during the growing season and cut plants back by half in late fall. In colder climates, leave some stems standing through winter to provide visual interest and wildlife habitat. Then cut back in early spring before new growth begins.
5. Petunia, the reliable, colorful companion. Petunias represent the workhorses of annual flower gardening, offering reliable color, easy care, and remarkable versatility in garden applications. These popular flowers grow quickly from seed and provide continuous blooms from planting until frost, making them ideal for gardeners who want immediate gratification and long-lasting color. Suitable for zones 9 through 11 as perennials and grown as annuals in cooler climates, petunias typically reach 6 inches to 1 foot in height. The relatively quick maturation time of 10 to 12 weeks means fall-planted petunias will begin blooming while weather remains pleasant for outdoor enjoyment. Horticulture professor Dr. Michael Stevens from State Agricultural University observes, petunias have earned their popularity through consistent performance. They adapt to various growing conditions, produce abundant blooms in virtually every color except true blue, and require minimal specialized care. These versatile flowers perform best in full sun with moist, well-draining soil. Unlike many drought-tolerant options, petunias appreciate consistent moisture, requiring 1 to 2 inches of water every 7 to 10 days once established. However, avoid overhead watering late in the day, as wet foliage overnight can encourage fungal problems. Petunias excel in container gardens, hanging baskets, window boxes, and border plantings. Their trailing varieties create stunning displays in elevated planters, while upright types work well in traditional flower beds. The wide color range allows for creative combinations and themed gardens. Regular maintenance includes deadheading spent blooms and pinching back leggy growth to encourage bushier plants. Feed monthly with balanced liquid fertilizer to maintain vigorous growth and abundant flowering. In areas with intense summer heat, petunias may slow their blooming during the hottest weeks, but will resume vigorous flowering as temperatures moderate in fall. For senior gardeners, petunias offer several advantages. They're available as transplants for those who prefer not to start from seed. They perform well in containers for easier access, and their bright colors provide cheerful displays visible from indoor viewing areas.
6. Goldenrod,
Goldenrod, belonging to the genus Solidago, represents one of North America's most valuable native plants for late-season wildlife support. Often unfairly blamed for hay fever, which is actually caused by ragweed, goldenrod provides crucial nectar sources when few other flowers remain in bloom. These robust perennials thrive in zones 2 through 8, typically reaching 3 to 4 feet in height. While goldenrod takes 2 years to reach full maturity from seed, establishing plants in fall allows them to develop strong root systems and often produce some blooms in their second season. Native plant specialist Sarah Williams from Ecological Restoration Services emphasizes, goldenrod represents keystone species in North American ecosystems. A single goldenrod plant can support dozens of butterfly and bee species, while providing seeds for birds and habitat for beneficial insects. This remarkably hardy plant grows in full sun and adapts to various soil types, including poor, sandy, or clay soils that challenge many garden plants. Water deeply but infrequently, allowing soil to dry completely between waterings. Established goldenrod plants are extremely drought-tolerant and rarely require supplemental irrigation except during extended dry periods. Goldenrod works beautifully in naturalistic gardens, prairie restorations, and wildlife habitat areas. Its tall golden plumes create stunning displays when planted in groups, and the flowers attract incredible numbers of pollinators during late summer and fall blooming periods. The plant requires minimal maintenance once established. Cut back stems in late fall or early spring, leaving some seed heads standing through winter to provide bird food and visual interest. Divide established clumps every 3 to 4 years to maintain vigor and prevent overcrowding. Many gardeners appreciate goldenrod's ability to thrive without fertilizers, pesticides, or intensive care, while providing significant ecological benefits. It's an excellent choice for low-maintenance landscapes in areas where you want to support native wildlife populations.
7. Hydrangeas. The long-term investment in garden beauty. Hydrangeas represent a different category of fall planting opportunity, woody shrubs that establish better root systems when planted during cooler weather. These beloved shrubs reward patience with years of spectacular blooms and increasing beauty as they mature. Growing successfully in zones 3 through 9, depending on the variety, hydrangeas range from 4 to 12 feet in height. While they take 2 to 4 years to reach full maturity, hydrangeas often produce some blooms in their second year and increasingly impressive displays as they establish. Nursery manager Robert Garcia from Heritage Plant Company explains, fall planting gives hydrangeas the entire cool season to establish extensive root systems without the stress of supporting active growth and flowering. This foundation leads to more vigorous growth and better drought tolerance in subsequent years. Most hydrangea varieties prefer partial sun, particularly morning sun with afternoon shade in hot climates. They thrive in rich, well-draining soil, amended with organic matter. Consistent moisture is important, especially during the establishment period, but avoid waterlogged conditions that can damage root systems. Hydrangeas offer tremendous versatility in landscape design. Use them as foundation plantings, privacy screens, specimen plants, or grouped in shrub borders. Many varieties provide excellent cut flowers, and the large bloom heads create dramatic displays both fresh and dried. Planting techniques for fall installation include digging holes twice as wide as the root ball, but no deeper, backfilling with amended native soil, and applying thick mulch layers to insulate roots during winter. Water thoroughly after planting and continue weekly watering until ground freezes. Different hydrangea types offer varying bloom colors and characteristics. Big leaf hydrangeas produce blue or pink flowers depending on soil pH, while panicle hydrangeas bear white flowers that often age to pink. Oak leaf hydrangeas provide both beautiful flowers and outstanding fall foliage color. For senior gardeners, hydrangeas represent excellent long-term investments.
Once established, they require minimal maintenance beyond annual pruning and occasional watering during dry periods. The large flowers provide maximum visual impact, and many varieties adapt well to container growing for easier maintenance access.
8. Pansies, the cool weather champions. Pansies conclude our list with their distinctive faces and remarkable cold tolerance. These charming flowers actually prefer cooler weather and often produce their best displays during fall and early spring, when many other flowers struggle with temperature fluctuations. Thriving in zones 6 through 10, pansies typically reach 6 to 12 inches in height. The 80-day maturation period means fall-planted pansies will provide color through winter in mild climates and resume vigorous growth with the first warm days of spring. Cool season specialist Jennifer Martinez from Alpine Garden Center notes, pansies represent the perfect flowers for gardeners who want color during cooler months. They actually stop blooming during hot weather, but resume flowering enthusiastically when temperatures drop, making them ideal for fall and winter displays. These versatile flowers perform best in partial shade with rich, well-draining soil. Unlike many of our previous selections, pansies appreciate consistent moisture and benefit from mulching to maintain soil temperature and moisture levels. They're surprisingly tolerant of light frosts and can survive temperatures as low as 15 degrees Fahrenheit with minimal protection. Pansies excel in container gardens, window boxes, and border edges, where their charming faces can be appreciated up close. They work beautifully in mass plantings for seasonal color displays and combine well with other cool season flowers like ornamental kale and winter vegetables. For continuous blooming, plant new pansy transplants every few weeks throughout fall, extending the display period and ensuring fresh flowers as older plants begin to decline. Regular deadheading extends blooming periods, though in cold climates leaves some flowers to develop seeds, as pansies often self-sow for volunteer plants the following season. Senior gardeners particularly appreciate pansies for their availability as transplants, reducing the need for seed starting. They perform excellently in containers and raised beds for easier access, and their cheerful colors provide mood-lifting displays during darker winter months.
Creating your fall garden success story. These 8 remarkable flowers demonstrate that fall gardening offers incredible opportunities for creating beautiful, low-maintenance displays that provide months of enjoyment. By choosing varieties that thrive in cooler weather and establishing strong root systems during autumn's favorable conditions, you're setting the stage for gardens that outperform spring plantings in both beauty and resilience. Remember to share your fall gardening successes in the comments below. I love seeing how these recommendations work in different climates and garden settings. And don't forget to subscribe to Seniors Gardening Advice for more seasonal gardening tips that make beautiful gardens accessible and enjoyable for gardeners of every experience level. Your autumn garden transformation starts with a single packet of seeds or a flat of transplants. Choose the flowers that speak to your gardening goals. Prepare your planting areas and get ready to enjoy some of the most rewarding gardening experiences of the year. Happy fall gardening!